Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. It's been a while. I think it's been about almost 2 weeks since we recorded the video. We were supposed to been record, but things came up. NBA draft is now over. That's the last time you guys seen us. And now these players are playing games. They're in the NBA Summer League and getting reps. And we're going to look at some of the young players, the first year players, second year players, third year players. Even Scal Brissiere is still in summer league, so we're getting a good look at a lot of young players. Obviously, can't take too much from it because it's a small sample size. A lot of these players, especially rookies, haven't played professional basketball in like a few months now. Especially the players that didn't make March Madness. So we don't take a lot away from summer league in terms of indictments on players' careers. What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about some players that we've been impressed with, players that look way too good to be in summer league, mostly the second year, third year players, some summer league disappointments, and we're going to blind rank NBA young cores. That's what we're going to do today. We're joined by James Barlowe, a friend of the podcast. I think this is the second or third time being on the show. And he was at summer league a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to get some insight from someone that was they had their boots on the ground that was in Vegas. Some of these guys play in person. So before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, share the video, follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen, and comment your favorite summer league performance so far in the comments. James, we're gonna start with you. Before we get into anything, what are some of your takeaways from being in Vegas, seeing some of these guys play up front? I've never been to summer league. I want to get there eventually, but it's like for the time it is, it's almost like a mecca of basketball in terms of how much stuff is going on, how many players you see, how many executives like that. What was it like being there from your perspective?
This was my first summer league experience. It was a lot. It was a lot of people, a lot of fans. It's crazy. I watch more summer league from at home. Like you can get more done, like watching the game, than you can than from being there in person. Just because there's just so much going on. There's so many people. You try between the two gyms, and it's like you get stopped and people want to talk. And it was a lot of fun. But I'm glad to be back home because like you can hear the gravel in my voice, man. That time zone is different. But seeing the guys in person, seeing NBA level talent in person, I think the average fan doesn't realize how physical the game is. And it's a lot of physicality because of it is, and also the summer league. Like we're not trying to stop the game for little knick-knack calls. So it's a good experience. I highly recommend you go as an evaluator, as a fan, just go to summer league and see what it's like.
Okay, so we're going to get into some of our summer league first impressions. James, you were there, and you've obviously watched since then. What are some of the NBA rookies you've been most impressed with? And we'll go around the panel and talk about some rookies we've been impressed with.
Seeing Carter Bryant's defense live and in person was a good sight to see. I think he was better than advertised on defense. Trey Johnson is amazing talent, just a bucket. Like all the stuff that you said about him, like you thought about him as a draft, prospect, like it's true. Like he's really like a bucket. So those two guys, like on the two different ends, stuck out the most. I mean, obviously, like Cooper Flag is Cooper Flag, and it's more impressive that he had a bounce back game after shooting like trash the first game, but he's really trying to dunk on everybody. So it makes sense for them to shut him down because he's going to hurt himself trying to catch a body every play down the court.
I agree with Carter Bryant. I was really impressed with his defense. The offense, another story. That's a work in progress. But yeah, I think he's going to be able to guard. Probably, he can switch on the 1 through 4. I think. I think some NBA guards are too quick for him. He's not the fastest, like laterally guy. He makes up for it with his anticipation, his recovery ability, his length. But I think he's going to be a multi-dimensional defender. I think he has all NBA defense in his future, potentially. I think that's the level of talent. Like that play where he was guarding the pick and roll, he was chasing, and then he somehow blocked a lob attempt. Like that was just ridiculous. I think defensively, he's way too good for some league players for sure. We'll have to see how he plays um, against NBA like level players. Hopefully, his jump shot can come to fruition and he be able to put the ball on the floor a little bit more. But right now, I think he's more like a Matisse Thybulle, like in terms of the type of player he is. He needs to grow as an offensive player, but if he can, I think the Spurs really killed the draft this year, and I felt that way when they drafted Carter Bryant. As far as Trey Johnson, he was one of the rookies I was most impressed with.
Oh
Um,
my god.
I was. No, I'm just piggybacking off what James said, but um, I tweeted something like mid-year that I had a gut feeling about Trey Johnson, and my gut feeling was that he's going to be a star. I just really think like
It's the Devin Booker take.
uh I don't know about Devin Booker, but I've seen him compared to like a Ray Allen and something like that. Maybe that type of star, or like just like a off ball star that has a little bit of on ball juice. But I agree that he's translated really well to summer league. The shot, we knew the shot was going to be elite. I think he is literally an all-time great shooting prospect. Like it doesn't really get much better than Trey Johnson in terms of a prospect coming out of college as far as shooting, because he did it off the ball, on the ball, at a very high clip, on very high value. So in terms of what like Trey Johnson looks like as a star, I think there's a very real possibility that Trey Johnson is just like the best shooter in the world. After Stephen Curry retires, Dame's best days are probably done. No one else is really coming to mind, but like Buddy Hield, obviously, but like other players like that, Desmond Bane, Michael Porter Jr. But I think there's a real possibility, like as he gets into his prime, he just becomes the best shooter in the world. And if that's the case, I mean, that player is obviously a star or something like that. All the other stuff is what really was a concern. I think in summer league so far, his stuff in the mid range and in the non rim area has been really good. His touch in those areas have been really good. But what's going to determine his ceiling, I think, is how good his defense is. How is he going to be able to create for others? He needs to, I think, get a better handle. I don't think it's bad, but he struggles to get by people sometimes. I think that's more so of a lack of like burst and stuff like that. But I think he's looked really well. I don't want to go on a whole tangent about his star potential off summer league, but I'm a really big fan of Trey Johnson. So him playing well so far has brought me great delight. So yeah, Trey Johnson, I think he's looked really good. Q, who do you think looks really good so far in summer league?
I ain't want to like double down, but it is Trey Johnson, professional scorer. He plays like, not to be like nostalgic, but like one of those early 2000s like regular two guards. Like he's doing everything off the catch with the ball in his hands, quick moves, not really looking to pass. I mean, he can pass, but he was not really looking for it. Like you say, he's strictly a great shooter in the league for a long time. Uh, I've seen some like Malik Monk comps. I've seen some like taller CJ McCollum comps. I don't think like he's on that spectrum. Like I think those like the wrong idea. Like I think he's gonna be probably the Wizards' best player by the end of the year. Obviously this summer league, don't put too much stock into it, but
I think he
so
might be.
I guess I understand. So like he could be an all-world defender. I think Trey Johnson gonna be the best player on that team by the end of the year.
I don't think the vets are going to really play much, so I think he might walk in as a best player. Seriously,
That's what
I think you got to play the vets
they're
though.
gonna get traded. Those
I
are all
don't think he's down for one of the best players because they don't play the vets though.
well,
they're,
yeah,
they're getting traded. It might. That's why I said end of the year. By the trade deadline, those are expiring contracts. They're not going to be there. Here, Trey, Barlowe, Sar. Do you think?
You can't tell me you think today, right now, Trey Johnson's a better basketball player than what you think Chris Middleton today, right now?
Nah, he's better than Chris Middleton right now.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton is
Who
older,
else?
but he's not. I wouldn't say he's better than CJ McCollum. I just feel like CJ can still get you 20 like right now. He's still,
Yeah,
and he's gonna return the most value of those guys.
I think those two guys both at least get a little bit of flowers.
But at the same time, this year, just this year alone, I still think Keyshawn George might be the best Wizards of those young guys, just because he does so many things like well right now. And again, he's a little older, and I expect Trey to like ultimately he's a better prospect, but like I was there, and I'm not like trying to sneak ahead of the rundown, but like Keyshawn George is like amazing. Like he's too good for that setting because he's defending, he's creating his own shot, he's rebounding, he's knocking down shots. So those two, to me, on the offense end, will probably emerge as their best prospects. Sarr is still extremely raw, but on defense, I think he's legit. Like he is legit on defense. But yeah.
Max, who you been impressed with? I hope you don't steal my guy because I haven't said my guy yet. You probably are though. I know you're gonna say. I think who you impressed with?
It isn't an impression thing. I liked one game. So Liam McNeely has given me nothing, and then a bad game, and then a good game. And that's at this point in time, this is a prospect I got to ride or die for. I'm gonna be super biased though, and the prospect that I've enjoyed watching is Brooks Barnhizer. I like watching Brooks Barnhizer play basketball since he's at Northwestern. Obviously, I'm biased towards OKC, but Brooks is everywhere. Defensively, on the glass, he's the kind of guy you can just, again, with our system, with our offense, slot in, he can do a lot. I'm curious to see, he doesn't get many shots off, and I'm kind of curious to see how the shooting or how the offense will translate. But like, as a guy who's willing to defend, willing to crash the boards, willing to cut, like that is what OKC will need going forward, especially on the second round pick. So I enjoy.
Does he crack the rotation? Can he crack the rotation?
That's the issue. Like, but how many people are cracking the rotation?
That's true.
At that point in time, it's just like, again, I think that Sam Presti sees that, and he knows that you take your player, right? Well, whoever is that 7th, 8th, 9th guy, their seat got a little hotter because you got Brooks kind of trying to ride up the ranks. I'm sorry, like that's what this offense is going to be. Like this entire team is going to be next man up. It's going to be if you get
Isaiah Joe seat getting hot because
Isaiah Joe barely even played
in the finals. Yeah, I mean in the playoffs.
He barely played in the big minutes. I want people to play in the finals if I'm going to pay them. But like I just again, I get it just gets to a point where people get expensive. Like those guys will see minutes eventually. I mean, we see it, but we'll get. I'm not going to spoil it later. It's obvious, but like AJ Mitchell's been balling, and again, like that's one where it's like it's summer league. Take it with a grain of salt. AJ Mitchell like played good in spurts last year and played good in the playoffs last year, but he doesn't even crack the rotation mostly. So
that's what I think AJ Mitchell more so got the seat hot for Isaiah Joe and like Aaron Wiggins. I think it's pretty solidified.
I'm just saying again, like what you said, this is summer league. This is all summer league. Brooks Barnhizer might not even touch the NBA for 2-3 years. I'm just saying that what is he 6'6", 6'7"?
Yeah, I don't think. You say he may not touch the NBA. Well, that might be true. I don't think he's like good for a G League setting because the things he does to impact winning, it's not going to like really show up in like the points per game aspect of the box score.
Oh, I'm not saying it will.
I think his hands are really good. I think he's a really versatile defender. He's a really good rebounder. I think he just does a lot of things well outside of shoot the ball. But also I agree he's been good. I don't want to like try to dim your take on that. But go ahead.
Oh no, I got nothing else. Don't worry.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say this guy, but the rookie I've been most impressed with is Jace Richardson. I think he's been arguably the best rookie in this draft class so far as far as summer league. He's been really, really efficient from every spot on the floor. He is playmaking and not turning the ball over. The Magic the other day had a lot of turnovers. The number isn't off the top of my head, but right now
it was 22 at one point, and I think that was like somewhat through the third quarter. Like it was nasty basketball being played that game.
Yeah, they had a lot of turnovers, and Jason only had one. He has a 2.5 assist to turnover ratio so far. 72 true shooting. I think Jace Richardson is going to be a really good NBA player. I've always felt that way. I had him top 11 on my board at the end of the year. I think a lot of NBA teams saw like his size. He's only 6 feet 1. And it really scared them. I think he really slid down after his combine performance where he jumped for a 40-foot vertical. So, I mean, I don't know. But I think he could potentially be a lesson for NBA GMs is like sometimes a player is just good. Like sometimes a player is just productive, efficient, smart basketball player. And that should override the fact that he's not the greatest athlete or he's not the most coveted archetype in the NBA. He's not a point guard, and he's not like a traditional 2 guard either. But I just think Jace Richardson is just a really, really good basketball player. And I think he can help the Magic pretty early on because that team is in desperate need of shooting, more passing, just players that can impact winning. It may be a little bit tough for him to crack the rotation, but I don't really think they have better options So Anthony Black, I love you.
I think it's tough to crack the rotation the better they get, though. Like, I don't think if they're in like a playing spot, you kind of have more of a willingness to like try them out. But if you're competing,
they're going to be at the top of the East. But I think Jace can.
That's what I'm saying. If they're top 3 or 4, it's tough. I think for him, it's even tough for him to crack rotation. But yes, I agree. He was my pick for maybe a little too good, but that's biased.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that for like second-year players. I don't think any rookie gonna say it's
too.
I know. But yeah, I think Jace Richardson is going to be a really impactful player in the NBA, and I think he could be decently impactful for a rookie in his first year. Yeah, I mean, he was productive and efficient from every spot on the floor in college. He didn't have the highest usage, so I understand why NBA GMs were low on him. I personally wasn't, though, so hopefully he makes me look smart in his career. I'm rooting for him. Next up, another guy I was really high on. I probably didn't put him high as I wanted to on my board, but Nick Clifford has been amazing so far in Summer League. 18.3 points per game, 3.7 assists, 2 steals on 71.8 true shooting. He's doing what he always does, impact the game on multiple levels. He's playmaking, he's getting to the rim, knocking down threes, defending. He's doing everything, filling the box sheet for the Sacramento Kings, which I expect him to do. I mean, he is a little bit. He's older. He's like what, 24. I think 23.
23.
No, 23. Yeah, he's 23. So I expect him to come here and he should at least be competent. But he's excelling right now for the Kings. I think he definitely should play in that rotation. I don't know what the Kings are doing in terms of their actual team. They just are going in like they have no direction at all. Players that don't make sense together and players that are not going to compete. But with Devin Carter and E. Clifford, Keon Ellis. That's the best parts of their team, honestly, to me, and Keegan Murray. Everybody else on that team, it's like, I mean, I don't really care for none of them, but those 4 players I think can be solid impact role players in the NBA, and I think they should just blow it up eventually. But I think Nick Clifford, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all because I knew he was going. I knew he was going to be good. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. Hopefully he can beat the old rookie stigma. I just saw somebody comparing him to Dr. Connect today. So we'll see how his NBA career goes, but he's getting a good start to it so far. You guys have anybody else you think were really good so far, or rookies?
No, not rookies. I think everybody's been like kind of okay. You Bryce
up and down.
It's either they been okay or like highly above okay, or if they weren't okay, but you've seen the signs. Nothing like too crazy to blow you away.
What did you guys think of Cooper Flagg's 2 games for the Dallas Mavericks before he was shut down?
I think the efficiency was too. I'm not gonna say like, as obviously if efficiency is a thing, you should worry about that, but I think it wasn't as important as everything else, and just watching like what he was doing. Like he was getting the shots he wanted, just wasn't dropping. And maybe that could be from the legs, as a play like real basketball, or whatever it may be. But from the first game to the second game, you just seen like a switch in aggressiveness. Still wasn't as great from the field, but it was exciting. He still was playing defense. Had amazing play, especially the first game, blocking the clutch, assists for the win in the clutch, or would be for the win in the clutch. Like he's done everything. I don't really care too much about the 5 for 21 and whatnot. Like it's gonna come, it's gonna get there, and then he's playing in a role like he's on ball the whole time. They throwing doubles at him, full court, everything like that. It's just a whole lot for Summer League, and I think like he's handled it well from game 1 to game 2.
James?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about the efficiency. I care more about, can you get your own shot? Are you making reads? Is the game too fast? And none of those like apply to him. I don't think he has like top end like burst, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. Like the mid range shots that he takes, I'm perfectly fine with him. Like I was on record saying that he reminds me of a Kawhi Leonard type, and as far as like it's going to be some bully ball, but it's going to be some. I'm gonna counter and get to a fadeaway mid-range jumper, and he's already taking those shots. And you still got to realize like he's supposed to be on Duke's campus as a freshman right now, not in the NBA. So I think he's going to be perfectly fine. Like I said, I wasn't worried about that. I will say it's a good sign for guys to have like bounce back games or bounce back moments within the game. So like Con Knipple struggled the first game. He was a lot better the second game. Uh, I know Derek Queen gets a lot of, whatever on social media, but he's like a double double and he still has holes in his game. I got to watch like Jeremiah Fears he's learning on the fly, but you can see why a team would take him at 7 just because you can't really keep him out the paint now. Sometimes the decision making isn't the best there, but like he just has like a natural toughness. Again, somebody that's supposed to be a freshman in college right now, like he's throwing his shoulders into guys, he's getting into it, like he's competing. So things like that I try to take from the summer league experience. Again, not to get too high or too low on like box scores, but I mean there are some guys where I'm like, okay, yeah, I was a little lower on you, and this is not a good sign. But it like you mentioned before, it's their first game with guys who play selfishly because it's summer league. I'm competing for overseas job, roster spots, and like minimal practice time. So you don't expect good basketball in the sense from guys.
I agree. I think that's probably what it feels like to watch G League basketball all year. That's the sense I've got, because a lot of these guys are just fighting for playing time, summer league opportunities, not even from the team they're on, but maybe another NBA team overseas. So it's a lot of sloppy basketball. As far as Flag, I think his handle still has a ways to go in a sense. I think I don't think it needs to be super dynamic. I just think it needs to be tight. It needs to be tight and purposeful, like get into his spots and like limited dribbles. I think that one play where Carter Bryant was harassing him up the court comes to mind when he lost the ball. And I don't think he was creating a lot of separation on a lot of his moves. Again, he doesn't have top end burst, but I think he needs to put on weight. Again, he's really young. He needs to put on weight and play more like bully ball. I don't think the Mavericks, which I didn't expect him to, and they also said they were trying to put him in uncomfortable positions as a point guard type of thing, but they definitely should use him more as like a roller, more than they did off the ball in actions. They were just really just like giving him the ball and letting him create, which I that's good for his development, making him uncomfortable, I think. But I think that's why the efficiency wasn't where he's usually at, because of the spots he was put in.
Latif,
yeah,
I know this is your show, man, but I gotta ask you. All right, I know you were high, and again, it's just summer league. This is not, don't overreact, but you're really high on Kasparas Yakachonis, man. I need your take.
Really high.
Man, I just need to know.
Well, what's really high? I ended with him at 12. I ended with him at 12.
I ended up him at 11. I mean, it's not that. I'm talking about. I saw you tweet. I'm excited to see Kasparas Yakachonis play, and I need your reaction, man.
I mean, he definitely bounced back at one game. He had a following game after that I did not watch. In the California Classic, it was really bad. Now, I'm not wanting to overreact to summer league. Well, actually, no, that's not true. In the past, I've done that. But I'm still growing, and I say this all the time. I'm still growing in my analysis of basketball.
Everybody's growing, man, because everybody's growing.
I think it was 2023. I made a whole video about Keontae George, and he's gonna be a star after his summer league performance.
So what's your evaluation of him? Again, just for he's it is not fair to him because like Cooper Flag is only going to play 2 games. Most of these guys will only play 2. I think he's played like 4 or 5. So we got a little bit larger sample size. So I want to know your thoughts on him.
I'm very scared for Kasparas. I'm not gonna lie. I don't, because a lot of my concerns with him, and I got to the point where I was like kind of low on him, had him around like 15. Then I reevaluated and moved him up a little bit. I just think he's not able to create separation with his handle. I think he relies too much on that step back. His handle isn't dynamic, nor is it tight. He cannot handle pressure well at all. And it's summer league, but like these are athletes that are not going to be in the NBA. Most of them. Obviously, he hasn't played for a long time, but these are some of the concerns when we say summer league overreactions. These are the concerns we saw when he was playing at Illinois. He cannot handle pressure well. He's not really great against the rim. Not great creating separation. I think him being good is going to really rely on his jump shot. And if his jump shot is off, I think he finds it difficult to be impactful on the NBA court. He's obviously a really talented passer, but yeah. So that's really my. I'm a bit scared for Kasparis. I'm not like, oh, he's gonna be a bad player or anything like that, but I've been off of like the lead guard thing because of his handle. I think he's more like a secondary creator who can knock down shots and pass out the pick and roll. But that's pretty much it. I think the defense is a long way away as well, especially on the ball. But I also think it's fair to note that Miami hasn't used him in a way that's conducive to his game. Like they have him off the ball a lot. He needs the ball in his hands, run the pick and rolls.
I think they have him off the ball because I think that's where he's going to be best at. Because I mean, like even when he's on the ball, like it just is. I had that really good game. He shot well, but even when he was on the ball, it was like more turnovers than assists. It was more of the same thing that you saw Illinois. So I almost think that they kind of did him a favor in a sense, because if you just go throw him on ball reps the entire time, you're going to kill his confidence. So I think they did him a favor. And I also think that Miami is a good spot for him because Tyler Hero is going to handle the ball and Bam is going to handle the ball. And then if he does eclipse Davion Mitchell in some way, like those guys are going to handle the ball. So,
well, I think it's a difference between putting them off ball and throw them in a corner, and then putting them off ball and bringing them off flare screens, dribble handoffs, like creating an advantage for him that he can just like get downhill and create. Like you create the advantage for him using screens and like that, using actions. I think that's better for him. Like he can catch the ball, come off a screen and play make or shoot or something like that. He can do that. But throwing him off the ball and have him in the corner, it's like he's invisible out there. And that's a lot of the games for Summer League Classic. It was just either he was invisible off the ball, or when he got the ball, they hounded him and he couldn't handle it at all. So not a Summer League overreaction, but I am quite scared for Kasparis. I definitely moved him up because I thought like a lot of his work, a lot of his shortcomings was because of the injury. But yeah, not it's not the best. It's not the best right now. It's not the best. I don't know. I'm not gonna overreact, but I called him the steal of the draft when he got drafted, and that's not looking good. It's probably good. So we'll see. I don't think have any rookies surprise you guys. Well,
good or bad?
Good.
I don't want to talk about. Did good. We can get into bad.
I don't want to talk about any of rookies. I'm not gonna. I don't.
No. You said second or third, but like for disappointments for second and third year people.
Yeah. Well, I will say for this segment, Johan Berenze surprised me for sure. I watched his film from overseas. I thought he was like pretty uncoordinated.
He still is.
Yeah, he is.
He looks like a middle school basketball player when he's not playing defense. When he plays defense and, obviously running and dunking, great. But like, I don't know, I saw him throw like an overhead pass and it was like no middle school coach in the world would be like, oh my God, that was great. But like you said, he's been a surprise. I thought he was a ways away from, cracking the rotation, but he might in a sense be, he'll spend a lot of time at Iowa, but he's further along than I thought he would be. For sure.
Yeah. His defensive performance in that game against
New Orleans, yeah.
New Orleans Pelicans, was really great. I think his timing is really great on blocks. I think his patience when he catches the ball, he allows opposing defenders to fly by him, and he's finished really well at the rim. The points per game and rebounds not really popping out at you, but averaging 3.5 blocks, which is obviously heavily impactful by that 8-block game, whatever he had. But I think he's really good. He's been able to impact games without filling the box score. So I think he can probably be like their third string center next year. Like when they don't have like Nas Reed running backup center minutes. So anybody else you guys are surprised that have played well so far as rookies?
As far as rookies, nah.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. I think we covered a lot with that. So we can move on to way too good Summer League candidates. Max, who has been too good to be in Summer League theoretically?
I mean, like I think there's a couple of the obvious ones. Like again, like you thought your your AJ Mitchell's who was I thinking of?
Flip.
Yeah. So first of all, Utah has been interesting to me. Utah and Charlotte have both had some interesting guys. But it's for me, Summer League is like, this is why you always take Summer League with a grain of salt. And you always know how good NBA players are because you have these guys who are kind of just taking up the last couple roster spots. But I mean, Flip's out there doing everything like an all-star, kind of just dunking on everyone and whatever, like clutch time, game-winning shot, like all that stuff is just like, it's nuts to see it side by side. And then again, he was injured last year for a little bit, but he's just scraping to get time. I still think I loved what I saw. Again, I'll be biased, but Nikola Topic in some limited minutes, and again, it's been rough at times, but
You
like
count him as a second-year guy?
ish, yeah, because even going like pro
He
overseas,
never played in the NBA, so it's technically he's gonna be on paper as a rookie. He's still 19, so I
yeah,
think you
I
got to
think
put him in
that
the rookie
I'm
conversation.
gonna wear the Donovan Mitchell Adidas rookie shirt. Like I still
Yeah.
think it's like, again, you had time. I get he's injured, but he's also like been in an NBA organization, and like though he's been injured, he can still have some time to
Yeah, that's
develop.
true.
But again, I think like picking people out, there is a bunch of second year guys who should be getting their flowers. But at the same time, I feel like I take everything with a grain of salt because it's like what Kevin McCullers went off for like 30 a couple days ago. Like just some of these guys just kill and they go into the NBA and they just don't get time. But I think as a whole, I'm more interested in the disappointments. We'll get to that next. I have one, but like and again, it's game to game. A lot of these guys have these teams play 2 and 3 games. So I think it's obvious when you see a second year guy go off. Again, AJ Mitchell is out here looking like an all NBA type level point guard on how he's been able to create. So,
Yeah, my one guy is Flip. Obviously, back to back 30 balls. He pretty much showed like his all offensive repertoire. Good screener, finishing at the hoop, making the right passes. He was really going at Ryan the game against Charlotte, which I like. I think he's pretty securely going to get minutes this year, like a good chunk of minutes for the Jazz this year. It should be a development year. Finally, everybody got. So I think like he finally edged out and was able to like show his full thing. And he's not going to play like limited minutes this time. I believe like he's just way too overmatched who he's playing against right now. Technically, like he's like 23. Like he played 2 years at Duke.
I forgot he was my rookie year.
Last year he didn't play that many NBA games, but in the game he still averaged like 8-9 points in the NBA. Yeah, he's way too overmatched for these players.
I forgot to give Flowers my rookie of the year pick last year. Modest. Big year coming in for Modest this year.
Kyle Filipowski was one of my guys too. I was actually really high on him. I thought he was a lottery talent in his class. I think as a big that can, I think, dribble, pass, and shoot. Obviously, the shooting was more like theoretical than it is now because the percentages weren't high, the value wasn't high. I think he's been really, really good in summer league. I think he was really good last year. I think offensively he was one of the best rookies in the league last year. Obviously, didn't get the recognition, but he was at like what 60. I think he was like 59 true shooting last year. Was a positive offensive player. I think he's a really good offensive player. I think what would determine if Filipowski can be a starter in the NBA because his defense is awful. The motor is inconsistent. The position is really bad. He gets thrown around a lot. Like Adam Bona just like dunked all over him like 4 times.
And he was jumping on Dim Bona pump fakes like that was indeed there too.
Yeah, he was jumping on those pump fakes. Adam Bona is gonna pull up a 3 from the 3-point line. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, his defense is a real work in progress, which is why I think it will limit him being a starter. But like, I had someone tell me that he reminded them of Lauri Markkanen. Because I think there was a play the other day where they gave him a flare scheme and he just hit a 3 coming off of it. But yeah, I think Filipowski, as of right now, is the Jazz best prospect because Ace hasn't played an NBA game yet. But we'll see how Ace plays in the rookie year. But if not Ace, I would just say it's Filipowski as far as their best prospect. I like him more than every other prospect they have on their in their young core. I'm not really a big fan of the young core, But I think Filipowski is the best prospect in the young core as of right now. Until Ace plays in some NBA games and we see how he looks. But right now, at least, I think it's Cal Filipowski.
Q can vouch. Q can definitely vouch for the Latif was on the Isaiah Collier and Keontae George super fan bus.
I wasn't on.
He wasn't for Isaiah. I was more.
Was he not pre-draft process? Latif was huge on Isaiah
Collier. The first 2 weeks of the season, like the college season, not like the NBA.
No, I'm talking about the NBA draft. I thought Latif was.
By the end of the season, he was kind of low on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was a super fan of Isaiah Collier. I was really big on Keontae George for sure. And he stabbed me in the back. So I mean, but yeah, Filipowski I really like. I think he's the best prospect. Another guy I'm really impressed with. I think he's probably too good for some league. I think Terry Shannon Jr. has obviously been really good, been really aggressive, efficient at attacking. I also think Ron Holland really aggressive from him getting downhill. His ball handling has looked a lot better. 3-point shot looks better. So I
don't know if he's too good though for summer league because
I think this segment is just like players that have been really good.
I get that. I don't know. I was watching him today before we did this show, and like you can still see like everybody has their stuff, but he still has like as a ball handler. He's in decision maker. He still has like a ways to go, but it's just as far as slashing and getting to the basket, especially in this setting, he's extremely difficult to guard because he's got one of the best first steps, not just for a young guy, but in the NBA. I just think that I think Detroit should probably let him play a couple more games. I mean, you really don't have anything to lose, but he's going to have to continue to improve as a shooter if they're going to rely on him to be more than just an energy guy. So. But at the same time, they're just going out there and let him hoop. And, it's really the same thing he was doing when he played for the Ignite. Like, you let Ron hoop, he's going to get 20. He's going to get fouled just because he's got a great motor. But he's been good, though, for sure.
Yeah, I think he needs to put on some weight, too. But they definitely need to shore up that shooting because Detroit needs him to be a play finisher, a really good one, in order for them to take that next step. I think they are relying this year on some of their young talent, which is why they didn't make like big splash moves in free agency, whatever that means. But I think it's going to be a big year for Ivy, Duren, and Holland. I think Ivy and Duren are up for contract extensions all this year, and they didn't give them to them because they want to see more from both of those players. Also, I think Tristan Da Silva really good. He's been really strong for the Magic, knocking down shots, getting to the rim, being a better defender.
So all the old players.
Yeah. Really good, James,
I want to say Jalen Tyson. I think Jalen Tyson's really good. I think that
I wrote him down.
He is just in a bad situation. He's like AJ Mitchell. Like they're just not going to crack that rotation under any circumstance. But like Jalen Tyson does everything. He runs the point guard for him. He rebounds. The playmaking is good. The shooting is good, but unfortunately, in the big boy league, it's just hard to crack that rotation. I do think that they're going to have to try to play Jalen Tyson this year just because of how much money that they have spent on the older guys. But, he's really good. Other guys, I will say there's some second-year guys that I wish they would have played. Again, I understand that, maybe this is not the best setting for them, but I would have let Donovan Clean go out there and play one game, just because, I don't think he's proven himself too good to play in summer league. His offense is still a work in progress. I mean, go out there and let him shoot some threes. They're changing the offense and running 5 out. So let him go out there and handle the ball for a game in the high, in 5 out. See what it looks like. Obviously, I don't expect Reese Shea or Castle to play. I don't even necessarily say Reese Shea is too good either because he's got his flaws. But I would throw Castle out there. I mean, Madas played. Madas had some moments. Didn't shoot the ball one game.
You would have? You said you would have thrown Castle out there?
No. I wouldn't have thrown Castle out there. I think Castle's biggest. He needs to shoot the ball better, right? But in this situation, because I don't think anybody can guard him, he's not going to go out there and add to his game. And also, you got to think. I think personally. His role, trying to figure it out next year with them bringing in Harper, and you got Fox for training camp. like he's not going to be playing the same position or playing the same way, essentially, as he will be playing off of those guys. You know what I'm saying? Because exactly, like they're going to give him the ball in summer league. He's going to go play point guard, and it's going to look exactly what it looked like at the end of the year when he's the only ball handler, and he's going to be great. Whereas I feel like Arisa Shea, like he needs on ball reps, at least for a game. You know what I'm saying? Or like Madas, he needs on ball reps because his handle is still a work in progress. He's getting better off the ball and the shooting. I just feel like there's a couple second year guys that shouldn't have been on the sideline wearing jewelry. Like y'all should have been out there playing at least a game or two.
I agree with that. I don't think, to me, I don't think any of the rookies were too good to not play personally. I think all of them could have found some value in summer league reps.
Yeah, but nobody want to see Klingon. Everybody want to watch.
Right. I agree with you.
Everybody want to watch Yang. Little.
That was somebody I was surprised about.
Across the room, hold on. How are you guys on Yang?
I need to watch more.
Did you get to watch any of them in the pre-draft?
I did not have them.
Let me see.
I wasn't worried about him at all. Like I'm gonna keep it all in. Like,
you weren't worried about him? What's that mean?
Like I didn't think he was even gonna go that high. I didn't think he was gonna be a first. Cool.
You follow me, Q.
I see and I see it. I see what people be talking about. I'm like,
Q, you follow me, Max. I don't. This is my first time meeting. I'm not a draft guru. I mean, I just I see what I see.
You on draft night, you
have a big board.
He was loud. He was very loud.
I had him at 20. I had him as high as 25. I wouldn't have let him get past Brooklyn if it was me. But I had him, but Max, I had him as a first round pick last year.
Okay, so
in the 2020 whatever draft last year.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, so like but Q, like I was telling you, I tried to.
I've seen the flashes of what you've seen. Like I get it.
Okay.
I would love to see it. Obviously, we're gonna get it this year. There's no Aiden.
They have to.
That's 40. That's 40. Like he's not gonna get 40, but between your two bigs, they got 40 minutes of playing time just to see what they got. And I'm interested. I'm interested to see now because I've seen these couple of stints. I went back. I watched them. I'm like, all right, I understand. I get
Latif.
it. I see where the comps is coming from. This is the first time we ever seen like Jokic comp prospects. So let's see where it leads. Because a lot of times they do this next LeBron, next Curry, next it's usually not
And you know what? Since we're like on the next, I feel like the biggest scam in basketball and scouting is trying to find that next Durant because it just doesn't work. The closest that we've seen is obviously Brandon Ingram, but he's 6'7", and Durant is 7 feet. So like I think there's a couple guys in the high school level. I'm not gonna name any names, but they're good, but they just have some very, very lofty expectations because they're 6'8" skinny dudes that can put the ball on the ground. And also, I mean, for next year's draft, there's some people who feel like Nate Amit is gonna be, the next Durant clone. I'm like, that's just not fair to these kids to put that on them because Kevin Durant is 37. He averages 25. You know what I'm saying? And he still gets to it. So, but I was just trying to get y'all temperature on Hansen.
I didn't even have him in my first round. Now I did watch him pre-draft. My problem is the league he played in, for one, was a really significant issue for me. The defense, I mean,
his defense it hasn't been that bad though. That's the thing though.
I question how he's gonna move in space. Honestly, obviously. I think the rim protection is solid. To be honest, I just think it's more so like how he's going to play in space. As far as his offense stuff, I think he's a really intelligent player. I think he's a really good passer. I think it's really, really impressive that he's able to communicate with his teammates how he is when he can't speak English. Like
he understands basketball.
Yeah, he's just a really like
Q's laughing, but like he really only understands basketball. So like I went to both games, and like the only English he speaks is under. But he understands that, like, if my guard's in pick and roll, I'm not trying to get this dude knocked out. He's just under. And, like, you can tell, like, there's a concerted effort for him to, like, you know what I'm saying, try. But even I was at the combine. Like, he didn't speak any English, but, like, you can tell when somebody's yelling something, like, it's just a basketball. He understands basketball. His translators there.
When he said that, I just thought back to, like, the press conference and, like, he was talking to the translator. He was saying that's crazy.
I think that he understands English better than he speaks it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you ask him some stuff, he understands it, but there's still a level of comfortability that, like, if you ask me to say something in Spanish, I'm like, I understand it a little bit, but I'm not trying to embarrass myself and say something crazy like, big dog and But no, I think that he's been better. Like, obviously everybody was surprised of how high he went. I mean, again, and as a supporter, I didn't see him going at 16 because it was just it was just some mystery still. Like, again, if I was the Nets, I would not have left without him. I mean, he fits everything that you want in Brooklyn. Like, he's Chinese, you have a Chinese owner, he's obviously talented. But just being around the summer league, they said they were afraid that he was going to go to 17 to Minnesota. Yeah, like that was very much a possibility. And then I talked to somebody who works for Golden State, and they was like, man, they couldn't wait to get him for a workout, and then he had a mysterious headache, so they knew something was going on. And then I know somebody that knows somebody for the Hawks, and it was like, yeah, he cold for real. And the Hawks picked 22 or 23. Ace has been good too. So, but nah, Hanson's good, man. I took a nap so I can stay up and watch him tonight.
Yeah, I think his feel is really good. His passing is really good. Can handle the ball. Really mobile for his size. I think he might be like more so like what a lot of people think Danny Wolf is almost.
He's better than Danny Wolf.
Yeah, I made a tweet that I was like, I don't understand the Danny Wolf hype, but he hasn't proved me wrong so far. So,
well, my thing with Danny Wolf, I think Danny Wolf needs to play the 5. I think his advantages, like Kyle Filipowski, right? Kyle Filipowski at the 5 is better than Kyle Filipowski at the 4 on offense. Now, defense is still an issue, but like they're trying to play Danny Wolf at the 4 right now. And again, it's just summer league. And like those turnovers that he was throwing away at Michigan, like you see it because he's trying to handle the ball. And I'm like, I just, in college, I think you can get him. Say what?
That shouldn't be his role on it. Like,
but that's the appeal of him, though.
That's my thing, though. That was never going to work in the NBA. That never was going to work in the NBA to me. My opinion.
I think it works at the 5, not the 4. Because at the 4, okay, I was there for the Wizards game. They just put Keyshawn George on him. Keyshawn is a good defender. I just put a 4-man on you. We're going to nullify all that ball handling. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, look at Brooklyn's roster. Like, what is Clowney? 4 or 5. What is Claxton? They got big bread paid to him. He's a 5. So where does he get it? I mean, he's not better than Drew Timme. It depends. We'll see what they do.
They signed back Day'Ron Sharpe.
Yeah, they got Day'Ron Sharpe. So it's like, where does he get minutes at for his advantages to be like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Isn't good enough too.
And his defense is, say what?
His defense isn't good enough to like be playing like as your 5, man.
It's not, and it's definitely not good enough to play the 4, right? Because 4, you might catch a wing out there.
Have to be like Sabonis.
This is my problem. This is my problem with Danny Wolf.
I agree.
Some people, I saw someone that had him like in the top 10. Like I saw that before. Like I don't know. I mean,
he went where I thought he would go, but I think that you have to play him at the 5 for him to get the most out of his game.
I didn't have him as a first round pick. On my board, he wasn't a first round pick. All right, let's move to some guys we're disappointed with. It's not too many people that come to mind for me personally.
For second year guys,
I got one.
Go ahead, Max. Who you got?
I got one mostly because of how he came out of the league last year. I thought his one specialty would be shooting. Baylor Shireman shooting 6 for 28 from 3, I think, in his first 3 games with Boston. That's not what I was expecting at all. I thought Baylor Shireman, especially in a year like this year, would be an experience. Again, he was a longtime guy at Creighton, but I thought he'd be an experienced shooter. Maybe they could bring him off the bench, whatever. I mean, he's just chucking shit up at this point in time. So I think I'm not really sure what that's going to look like, especially when there is opportunity in Boston. I thought, again, would Baylor Shireman be a great NBA player? No, but I thought he could at least find his own shot or be a solid 3-point shooter for Boston. And I think that's kind of been up in the air. Again, take Summer League with a grain of salt, but being able to shoot should be easier in Summer League, but who knows?
Go ahead, James.
No, real quick on Shireman, I get what you're saying, but I think I watched him play, and Boston does not have a point guard right now. So they're asking him to do a lot more than what I think he should be doing.
Yeah, like that just.
Yeah, because like he's like they're taking turn. It's what's with the Spanish kid's name? They just drafted Hugo. He's handling the ball. Jordan is handling the ball, and then Baylor Shireman is trying to handle the ball. And then you got like Max Shoga, play point guard in college, but like I don't necessarily think that's going to translate to the next level. So I'm gonna give Shireman a little bit of grace, but I mean 6 of 28, he's like 24. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good sign. But I would say Dalton Connect, man. Dalton Connect, I don't know what's going on. His spiral is crazy because and I did the was talking about it last night with some guys. He's a scorer more so than a shooter. And I don't know, it's because he's white. You think he's a shooter, but like he has some terrible shooting games and he just needs a rhythm. And I don't know how. I don't know what it looks like for him as the Lakers. Like they tried to trade him. He's an older guy. He's got to be 24, and he just doesn't look good in summer league. I mean, Bronny was better than him last night, and Bronny was a second round pick that a lot of people thought wasn't an NBA player at one point. So it's
Bronny's
looking
been better
real.
than him the whole time, I think.
Huh?
I think Bronny's been better than him in the whole time. Personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's a fair point, but as somebody who was supposed to be league ready, this, that, and the other, like Dalton Connect is just looking real scary for him right now.
I've been disappointed with Alex Sarr's offense. Defensively, he's been really, really good, but it's one thing to look raw offensively on the NBA court, but in your second year in the summer league, I need to see more. I need to see more. When he try to put the ball on the floor and create, it's not great. I wish he would just realize he's 7 feet and just like screen, slip screen, make pass out the short road, finish lobs, finish at the rim. He's a center shooting. He's a center shooting like 48% from the field. I don't think the efficiency is the best. He's still really raw offensively, and it's not a good sign in my opinion. Second year to see how he's struggling at times. Like to begin that game against the Nets, he was struggling against Drew Timme and Wolf, like the rim protection. Like that was like ridiculous. He got it going, but it wasn't like directly against them, and it wasn't like him creating for himself. It was more so like getting offensive rebounds, finishing lobs, stuff like that, which is a good thing. But I think right now, to me, offensively, he's been disappointing. That's really all I got to say as far as what I've seen from him. Q, disappointing.
It's Kobe Buffkin. For a game and a half. For a game and a half of Kobe Buffkin, I did not like it. Obviously could hit free throws. I did not like the shot selection. I ain't like how inefficient he was. Between like not playing that much and then being hurt, it's like obviously you gotta like hold it for a little bit because he doesn't have like had a lot of action, but I still expect him to be a lot better than I've seen.
Danny Wolf is shooting 27% from the field.
Chill. Why do you do that?
We left Danny Wolf alone, man.
Like nasty propaganda out of nowhere. Like
James, what do you think of Dick Pate? I know you were high on him. What do you think his performance so far in summer league?
I like that he's rebounding. I like that he's trying to make plays.
The
jump shot is still shaky. Yeah, man. He's got talent, and you can tell people still believe in him, but for him to be on an Exhibit 10 contract is disappointing, man. I know I was definitely a big Dick Pate fan.
Bro, they get me so upset. Like,
but yeah,
he gets me upset. Noah Sengate gets me upset. I don't. What I've seen from Noah Sengate, I ain't like either. And then to go,
he just had 21 the other night, though, right?
Yeah, you get yourself put in a viral moment.
Man. Yeah. Unfortunately, you see him more for getting dunked on, but I think Noah's gonna be good, man. Like the aggression, he's still getting fouled. But yeah,
I'm
man,
wait on. He need to bulk up a little bit.
I'm not disappointed in Rob Dillingham. I would have liked him to be better though. So far, turned the ball over quite a bit. I don't think his process is actually bad. I just think that the results haven't been the best so far as like the ball going in the basket. I think he still needs to grow as a pick and roll creator as far as like making the right decisions. And I think he's shooting. I think this game he's better, but he was shooting like 34% from the field. So he gotta be better. I mean, obviously,
a big year from him.
Yeah, for sure.
They have to play him next year.
No, they need
him to be. They need him.
I need a big year from him. I need a big year from him because if he doesn't,
I mean, I'm still a fan. I think like in spurts, you saw a lot of good last year from Rob Dillingham. As far as just, I think the decision making was okay, but like they need him. He needs to play better. Like because Minnesota just doesn't have anybody with any juice on the ball outside of Ant, and like you see, Julius is gonna have some games where it just doesn't work. So they need Rob, and Mike Conley shot like 28% from three in the conference finals. So they need him, or else I don't know what they're gonna do because they don't have any draft capital. They basically gave it away, I believe, to get him. And then I can see a situation where they might just play Terrence Shannon and just say, you know what, forget it. He's at least gonna be aggressive and try to get downhill, and they'll maybe try to turn. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more point Ant Edwards next year, just because they need somebody else, and he's got to create everything for them. They're in a tough spot, I think.
Yeah, I actually need him to be really good this year for my agendas. But last topic of the show, let's blind rank some NBA teams based on their young cores. So obviously, I'm going to say a team. Don't know who coming next. All right. First team up is the Washington Wizards.
How many are we doing?
5. We're doing 5 teams.
Young cores.
Young cores.
What's young again? 23? Are we doing 25?
25 is third contract in today's NBA. Feel like
we've done 25 and under in the past.
Yes, 24 and under, but for you guys, it's not like I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, 24 and under. That's cool.
Wizards.
Wizards.
I'm honestly like not super like I'm not gonna say high, but I would go like they're definitely not 4 or 5 in my opinion. So I'd stamp them at 3. What other teams you got? Who are 1, 2? So San Antonio's up there.
I was gonna say you got to make space for San Antonio. I want you to understand. Anthony Edwards by himself is still 24. He's not. He didn't even turn 24 yet.
What are the odds he throws Minnesota up there though? I think Portland will be up here. For sure. So you like Washington more than Portland, Utah?
Do I like Sar, Trey, George, Barlowe?
Latif, what are the 5 teams? Who are the 5 teams?
It's a blind ranking.
Blind rank.
Can't tell you, blind.
All right, so I don't buy. What is Utah's? Who are they?
I don't think he has Minnesota on here. I don't think he has Minnesota.
You got to put Minnesota.
3. I'm comfortable saying 3 due to volume. They have 5. Young players that can play basketball in the NBA.
Okay, so I feel like Spurs have to be 1 because they have the most.
Yep.
I'm counting Spurs as 1 no matter what.
All right. I don't know if you're gonna put Minnesota on there because it's just Ant, but just Ant is better than Utah.
What do you say about Houston?
Yeah, Shannon is still 24.
He might throw Houston. He might throw New Orleans.
Houston doesn't have a bunch of young. Doesn't have a bunch of young talent anymore.
I'm just throwing out other team names with younger guys.
I feel like Washington. I think there's a lot of potential there, but it's still a lot of potential. I mean, I think Sar has all defensive talent. Like I said, I'm a big believer in Keyshawn George. Koulibaly showed flashes until he got hurt. And Trey Johnson is, we think he's going to be really good. Bub is going to be solid, but they were still a very bad team last year. And it's got to be San Antonio.
I'm comfortable putting the Wizards at 3. You go with 3?
I'm good with 3. As long as they're over Utah, I'm not buying Utah's. I mean, we just said Kyle Filipowski was their best prospect, and he can't guard anybody.
I'm thinking, yeah, it's fine. I'm good with 3.
Wizards at 3, T.
Wizards at 3. Okay, let me write it down.
Wait, do we mention Oklahoma City, Max? You an Oklahoma City guy?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Is he going to throw? He might throw it up there. That's why I was thinking maybe more 4 because I can think of more teams I'd argue over.
Even still, if OKC managed to get up there, they'd obviously be 1 and 2.
2 when you put San Antonio.
If Minnesota pops up on the list, they're just gonna have to be 4.
I don't think Minnesota pops on the list, but maybe I'm
That'd
wrong.
be cool.
Yeah.
Wizards at 3.
Nah, Orlando's guys are still young. Right?
Wizards at 4.
It's got to be Orlando because Paolo is still like.
I was getting a little nervous. I agree. I kind of agree.
Because Paolo's what, 22?
Because are you stamping like, is Washington better than Atlanta right now? Like, is Jalen Johnson still considered under that brim?
If he's 24 and under, yeah, but it's just him.
Oh, Johnson, Risa Shea, Asa Newell.
Jalen Johnson is 23.
So I'm just saying.
He don't got the Atlanta.
I don't think so either.
Wizards at 4.
I agree.
I like
that. I like that.
It has to be Orlando number 1.
Well, he hasn't thrown Orlando out yet.
But it has to be Orlando though, because your 2 best players are 22 and 23 years old.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Are you guys putting Wizards at 3 or 4? Let's
Wizards at 4. Wizards at 4.
You guys are being. I think you guys are being a bit presumptuous in your ideology. Is what I'll say. Next team up is going to be the Portland Trailblazers.
He gonna have Utah on his list.
I agree.
The Blazers.
I think the Wizards are better than Portland. No, wait.
Wait. Portland on the list.
Scoot, Kling, and Shady
Portland
Sharp.
Portland at 3.
How is Portland on the list?
Scoot, Kling, Shady Sharp.
Yang, Scoot.
Young Core.
Scoot.
All right, Scoot.
We're blind ranking. This is blind ranking. So we don't know what the teams. Y'all don't know what the teams are coming up next.
Yeah, Q, you're right. Q, it has to be 3.
It doesn't have to be like. It's not like the best young cores don't necessarily have to be on the list. It's like basically.
It's just 5 teams he picked.
Correct. These are not. They don't have to be the best young cores.
You could pick the Lakers, the Clippers.
Portland has to be 3. To be 3.
I agree.
Because
you can't put them higher. I don't think you put them higher.
Yeah, Scoot. They're not under the Wizards. What I'm saying, because they got Scoot, Shaden, they got Klingen, Yang right now, and then if I gotta check one more to make sure.
Denny under 24.
Who?
He's 24, and they got Denny.
Denny will be 25 very soon. He's 24. He's already 24. You can't talk about
He's
Denny.
24 on the back half of the half. Like
24.
He don't turn 25 till January.
So y'all putting y'all can put the Blazers at 3.
Blazers at 3.
Okay. A step in the right direction. Next team up is the Brooklyn Nets.
5.
Man, they should be at the bottom. They shouldn't even be on this conversation.
I'm not even thinking about it.
Is that his name? Jaeger Demon, Nolan Traore.
Stop it.
James, did you have Nolan Traore like top 10, top 12?
No, that's my brother. I had Traore at 20.
Okay, I know because I remember watching the video where he was talking about having Traore higher. Then I thought you were agreeing.
Nah, I mean, I think Traore is going to be their best rookie, but I'm not putting him their best rookie on a team full of 4. They drafted 4 rookies. Ben Stroud can't shoot. Danny Wolf. I mean, I can't do it. I can't put them on this list.
All right, they are at 5 under the Wizards, under the Blazers. Got 2 more teams left. Next team up is the Utah Jazz.
Why?
Because it don't have to be. It don't have to be the best.
What's the criteria?
This is a blind ranking of the of young cores, not the best young cores.
Was it the worst young core? You talking about the Nets and the Jazz?
This is a summer league video.
Okay, so based Based off of summer league,
It's not based off of summer
He
league.
just picked 5 random teams. He picked 5.
man, the
I didn't pick
goalposts keep moving, man. He said it's summer league, it's not summer league.
No, it's not based off summer league, but these young cores are playing in summer league. You know, the Magic young core is not really playing in summer league, right?
Because they're too good for summer league.
Exactly.
That's why you picked 1 or 2.
This whole theme of this video is summer league, so I'm not going to talk about the Magic or the Thunder or
the Thunder got young guys playing.
Yeah, but
throw him at 2, bro.
Throw him at 2.
Who's that one? Let's see.
You said throwing him at 2? Okay, you're throwing Jazz at 2?
It doesn't matter at this point. According
to you guys, the number one ranked young core in this sample is the Atlanta Hawks. So
is it summer league?
Wait, no. Huh? What you mean?
You just bashed Kobe Buffkin.
I can't lie. Latif. Your comments of under 24, but then it's only summer league. I'm talking about young cores, but Jalen Johnson is out there. That is a.
See what I'm saying? He said Portland, and they got one guy playing.
Jalen Johnson. No, they don't. They have Kobe Buffkin. They got Austin Newell. They got
But you said Portland though.
Lisa Shea's not playing.
But he's still young though, really young.
So, but you're talking about it's a summer league video.
You don't have one player. They have Kobe Buffkin. They have Nikola Distrovich, whatever his name is, and they have Austin Newell. They have more than one player playing. They have 3 players playing, and then 2 of their players are
JJ Asa and Zach Russo is enough to
I actually think your list is correct. Out of the 5 teams here, I think it's probably the Hawks.
Hell no.
What do you mean?
Utah's at 2, brother.
Huh?
We have Utah too.
Okay, that's so only Utah is wrong.
It should go.
Why is Utah ahead of Washington?
Wizards, Portland, Atlanta.
Wait.
No, Washington should be higher.
It'll go Brooklyn based off young cores, not like Trae Young and them. It'll go Brooklyn, Utah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn will be 5.
5?
Okay.
Brooklyn will be 5. Utah will be 4. Wizards probably still no. Atlanta would be 3. Wizards would be 2.
No, why is Atlanta? No. Atlanta has Jalen Johnson and young core. They have Jalen Johnson, Zachary Shea, Austin Newell, Kobe Buffkin, and Nikola Distrovich, whatever his name is. I think Big O is also.
Forget the last two. Just based on Jalen Johnson, Zachary Shea, and Austin Newell.
Jalen Johnson by himself is probably enough to be 1 out of all these teams. To be honest,
you have Scoot, Sharp, Denny, Klingon.
He's 24, man.
Jalen Johnson.
He's an old 24.
Jalen Johnson about to be 24.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson is better than everybody you just named.
Sharp just averaged 18.
I like big Shannon Sharp fan. But Denny is 24. He's a veteran. He's like the oldest dude on the team at this point. If you count Jeremy Grant. If this is summer league, if this is young guys playing in the summer, it has to be Washington.
At 1?
Over Utah, yeah.
I think over pure volume, I think the volume puts it over the top. Like I understand Jalen Johnson might be the best one, but I think you can fill that out in the aggregate. I think
I just want to
get Jalen Johnson.
I really didn't, obviously didn't pick none of the best ones because I know you guys are going to be thinking about the Magic, the Rockets, and the Spurs. So I could include the Spurs because they got Harper
and Carter. Harper and Carter Bryant is better than what Portland has right now as far as the young guys playing.
Oh yeah, young guys playing. Yeah, what they got? They just got Yang and who else? That's really it, right? Yeah.
And I'm a big Yang fan.
All right, you guys. That's gonna do it for the episode. Thank you, James, for stopping by and chatting with us.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Of course, we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back with some NFL content here pretty soon. Talking about the NFC East. We want to get into the 2026 NBA draft here pretty soon too. Talk about some of our favorite prospects. I got to do a little bit more film watching. I got my top 10 to 15 done, but I got to be more thorough than that. So you guys like the content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen. And we are out.